Hello again and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a currently inked, perfect for the fall season. Last week we had a cold front come in, and so now the weather is just perfect. My ideal weather is like 65 to 70, the kind of weather where I just can bust out my cute coats and a scarf, or even just a light sweater, just depending on how sunny it is. Oh, I just love crisp fall weather, and we rarely get it here. Weather like this also makes me sad that I don't live somewhere where it is more walkable, and I technically live in one of the more walkable areas, but it doesn't always feel like it just because Houston is just so car focused. But I digress. I want to share my autumnal currently inked lineup right now. It was kind of hard to limit because I think most of my inks are autumnal. First up is Autumn Forest by Dominant Industry, and I have this currently inked up in my Banu Matcha Latte. I don't believe I shared this in a video. I sometimes film unboxings or first impressions and then I don't edit them, and then they just kind of get pushed to the back burner. But I'm loving this pen. It is in a stub nib, and I recently inked this pen up with this ink, and I love this grayish olivey color. I don't think it matches perfectly with the Banu Matcha, but I just really love this ink. Next up is, of course, another green, and this is my Nagasawa collab Chaska green with its matching ink, and it's just a deep green olive color. I love green, if you didn't know, and I just think that this is a nice range of just different hues and colors, and it's beautiful. And I did get a special grind on this Nagasawa pen. I can't remember if it's just a cursive italic or if it is a journaler nib. Next up is TWSBI with a stub nib, and this is my yellow green TWSBI, and I have it currently inked up with Wearingeul's Path, and this is actually a shimmer ink, and I always forget that it's a shimmer ink. It's probably because when I inked up the pen, I didn't, swirl the ink around, because the shimmer usually sits at the bottom. But when I was doing the swatches after it dried, you can really see the shimmer. When I move the paper back and forth, I saw it, and it doesn't really show up when I have it inked up in a pen. The next one is Ferris Wheel Press Writing Desk, and I have this inked up in my olive Kaweco. And I think I have several brown inks. I don't know what it is. I have been using this ink in my Kaweco for a bit now, and I just like how dark it is. And I'm using a stub nib, and I think I just like how the ink performs with this nib. I prefer broader nibs, stub nibs, so that I can show off the ink better. I think I'll have to make another video talking about the different stub nibs I love. I have quite a bit in my collection. Next up is another Diamine Forever ink in the color Honey Pot. I only have a sample of this ink, so I do hope to add it to my collection, but it is a very beautiful kind of orange, but I guess it's perfectly honey, I guess. I really love these Forever inks Diamine has come out with because they are all just perfect. The ones I've tried are all very pigmented, and it kind of feels like I'm writing with paint, but in a more controlled manner. And I think I like this Honey Pot more than Golden Honey that Diamine also has. And the next one is another autumn named ink. This is Diamine Autumn Oak. This is a nice orangey toned ink. And I have this in another TWSBI with a stub nib, of course. I'm using the TWSBI in the color Heat. And this is also not a perfect match, but I just wanted to have another autumnal colored TWSBI inked up. And I love how this ink looks with the stub nib, like most of my inks. I think my favorite though is definitely this TWSBI Coral in a stub nib. This is another Diamine Forever ink in the color Coral Blaze, and it is a little bit brighter, but I just love this color so much. I haven't tried it in a smaller nib, but I really do think it just looks amazing in a stub, and it gets shown off. Up last is the TWSBI Plum in a stub of course, and I've decided to ink it up with red ochre, but I was also looking at maybe putting in writer's blood. It's a bit muted, but it's still deep and it's a very beautiful, crisp color, perfect for the autumn season. I was also very happy to add the plum to my collection. I ended up selling some pens, and this plum is just one of the pens I got in exchange for those. As I've mentioned before, I am trying to not buy as many full ink bottles because I already have so much in my collection already, and I'm trying to just buy samples first to test out the ink if I really want it. And that's what I did with the Diamine Forever inks, and I've so far only purchased 3 of those inks in the full bottle, and I'm already wanting to purchase at least 2 more from the line. But sometimes a matching ink comes out with a matching pen and I just can't help myself. Well, that's all I really wanted to share with you today. I'd love to know what autumnal inks are on your list this season. I hope you're staying cozy, and I will catch you in the next one.